This has got to be just about the worst time I could pick to harvest my sweet potatoes, but I gotta do it, guys. I don't really have a lot of choices right now. So here's the dilemma I'm facing. I've got my green stalk behind me full of my sweet potatoes, and I have a bed full of sweet potatoes that we were gonna harvest together to see which one produces the most and whether or not you can grow sweet potatoes in a container and still get a good harvest. Here's my challenge. I leave in an RV in just a couple weeks, and these need to cure for a couple weeks, and I have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, giving them enough time. They're about 4.5 months old. I like to wait to 5 or 6 months, but 4 is the minimum, so I'm like, okay. And then I've been waiting for a day when it's not raining. And it's not raining right now, but they say in 30 minutes we're gonna have just a crazy storm, and I gotta get these and those done before that happens, because you don't want your potatoes wet. Wish me luck. So the plant supports worked great. I was able to clip it off really fast, flip these upside down. There was a lot of wildlife living inside. That was, but now comes the fun part, which is we are going to see how many sweet potatoes we get. So I definitely have some good sized ones like this, but then I got a lot of little guys. So let's look at the last one. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. Lots of little ones again. Oh, something chewed on that one. Oh, that's probably my biggest one so far. So I'm pretty pleased with this. You know, not the biggest potatoes I've ever grown. This and this one are probably the largest, being, I think this one's the largest. Yeah, this one's the largest. This is kind of typical size of what I get in my beds, at least in past years. But it was only 4.5 months, so we might be seeing the same thing. Now, I am not mad about this. I'm not even mad about these little guys here. Let me show you one. Here we go. It's like little bunches of these little guys. They're tiny, right? They're not gonna store, but they'll still cure. And I really like these. I use them like those little nibble potatoes, like the little tiny ones, and just roast them whole. Oh my gosh, they're so good. They're like little bite-sized pieces of heaven. But these bigger ones, I have very minimal pest damage. I think there was definitely like a slug or a snail or something that made it into this one, or at least into this tier, because I did have a couple bites in some of the potatoes of that tier, but that's it. I'm pretty happy. But now is the big test. Now we have to test and see how the actual garden beds did. So I'm finding out that the hardest part of this whole process, I usually just rip the vines right off, but I have to find the irrigation lines that I put in so I don't accidentally rip them. And that's a little bit of a mission. I've got 3 more to find. It is so unbelievably humid right now, and the sky looks like it's gonna dump rain at any minute. So I'm shocked we got this far, honestly. But normally I dig these out by hand, but I don't think I can do that this time because I just don't have the time. Look at this guy. Okay. Got some big worms in this bed. My little gardening mind is absolutely blown because in an 8 by 4 foot bed, 32 square feet, this is all I got. What just happened? Look at these vines. They're huge, they're thick, they're healthy. What just happened? Okay, so I'm sitting here racking my brain thinking like, you know, I know that my soil is very enriched and I know sweet potatoes don't particularly like that. So, you know, that was a thought of mine last year. I did a soil test, I confirmed that. But for real, like this is it. Two handfuls out of 32 square feet. Okay, so it's very clear who the winner is. It's very, very clear that the winner of container versus raised bed for sweet potatoes is container. That's the winner. What just happened? What just happened? Hey, you know, guys, if this is going to change your mindset of whether you're going to grow your sweet potatoes in a raised bed or in a container, head down in the comments, let me know. I am floored. I can't believe that a little 2 square foot green stalk vertical planter grew more potatoes than a raised bed. My mind is blown. Happy gardening.